The more you are aware of your surroundings, the more reaction time you have to act on. There are 3 lines of defense. Use them wisely. Each line of defense was designed to protect you from being one step closer to imminent peril and bodily harm. In this first line of defense, when you strike the target, you must strike with conviction, speed, and power. Ha! Ha! Your first line of defense is your most important one. History has proven if you have a strong, vigilant first line of defense, it will keep most any attacker at bay. Let's take a couple of the tools that we have learned in our foundation and apply those to your first line of defense. The first tool is a strike, and the second tool is a jab to center mass. The strike is to the head, shoulders, and chest areas, followed up by a jab, which is a nice thrust to the midsection, the head, and the neck area. The thrust is there to clear the target from your perimeter. It is made to push him out of the way. These techniques are derived from a Japanese sword fighting foundation. Thus, keep it simple. Let's put together all the nuts and bolts and tools you learned in your foundation and apply those to your first line of defense. Here is your first guideline for your first line of defense. Relax, regrip, ready, guard, chamber, strike, chamber, jab, guard, ready position, relax. Let me demonstrate this guideline at full speed and strong demeanor. Back! Back! Ha! Ha! I'd like to demonstrate in detail your first line of defense with a full explanation. You're standing here in a relaxed position, oblivious to your surroundings, and you notice something amiss. From here, you go into your regrip while adjusting your hand down to your sides, and then you see where the target area is. You turn into the target area, making sure that you keep good, strong eye contact in a strong, steadfast manner. From this position, you follow the target until he gets into your space, which is probably within a couple of feet from you. At that time, you transition over to your guard. This guard keeps your attacker at bay. You can use your guard a few different ways for jabbing and pushing. At this time, in your first line of defense, we will start the first technique with a strike. Chamber up. Sometimes if he comes in really fast, you chamber in low. If he takes a little bit of time and you have the extra time, chamber up as far as you can to execute a longer range strike instead of a shorter one. Remember, even in your first line of defense, the attacker is ambiguous and you don't know where he's going to hit or when. From this position here, after you've come out, you struck the target, you pull back into a very tight chamber this way, and then you jab the target to clear him. You might want to jab him more than once. You might want to jab him a couple of times, which we will discuss further in our last chapter, the next line of defense. After you've jabbed, thrust, and pushed the attacker away out of your perimeter, then you can come back up into your guard. When you view the many angles of your guideline, you will gain a much better understanding on how to move your body from A to B. Let me demonstrate the guideline one more time at a different angle. Ha! This is your first line of defense. Learn it well. If your aggressor gets past your guard through your first line, you must be extremely vigilant, protecting your second line of defense.